turtle, and I'm doing back. So if I have my back, right? So we're going to do retaining the back on the side. So if I have seatbelt and I'm over here, right? So if he starts pushing the hook, and then he gets on top of the seat, right? He doesn't have his back on the ground. He doesn't have his hips on the ground. We're kind of in this position here. Just make sure that when you have your seatbelt, you're staying close to your partner like this. I won't keep my head there because I don't want to yell in his ear. So, typically we would go put on the ground, but I want you to block as far as I can. There's so many ways to maintain the back. But I want to block as far as I can, like this. Now I can put my toe down, I can forward snake, tilt, and then I can put my hook and into the back. So that's kind of like early where he's pushing and he's right there, and I can immediately block his hip. Because if we're here and then he starts squeezing out, right? Now I have to do something different. I immediately take my left foot and I'm clamping it on his hip. My head's tight. I put my toes onto the ground. I forward snake and then put my top over. So one more time. We're here. For me, that was a game changer. So when he starts going, blocking the tip, it stops him from continuing to go. And I'm pulling my hook in like this. My heel. I don't want to be too loose where he can start to hold me back. And I'm going tight, and I'm saying tight. Now, I put my toes on the ground, I forward snake, I tilt, and I put my top on. Okay, so the first one, super simple. It's an early defense for when they start to escape. Okay, any questions? All right, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I have seatbelt. He starts to go, but then his back gets to the ground like this. Right? Make sure that your elbows aren't wide. If my elbows are wide, he can drop and he can start turning in. So keep your elbows tight to your body, right? And instead of here, because if his back's on the ground, he literally when I pull him, he's going to turn in towards me. He's going to come up to like closed guard. So we're going to keep our hook here, and I'm going to stay nice and tight. Now I have to make sure that my right elbow gets to the ground, right? So I'm here, my right elbow goes to the ground, I keep my foot to my butt, and now my right foot is gonna come back. I get onto my toes and I start driving onto Ryan like this. Once I feel like he's on his side enough, I bring my knee up, I turn the corner, and then I go right back. So I stay super tight with him like this, right? His back is, but my head is still good. So I keep this clamp, come up to my elbow. I start driving onto my toes like this. See how he's on his side? Now I bring my right knee up, and now I chair sit. Turn the corner, top comes in. If your partner's blocking this hook, right? Cross your feet, worry with your partner. Now put that hook in. Sorry. Ready for that one. So look at how close my seatbelt is, right? I don't want to be loose. If I'm loose and he starts going, I've lost position, 100%. So let's start from the top. If I'm doing this in training, I'm like this, here. Then he starts going, and I'm still tight. Come up to my elbow, he comes to my butt, I push him onto his side, knee, top hook, or I open him up, and I put my top hook in. Okay? Sound good? Any questions? All right, 1, 2, 3. So now his whole back is on the ground. He goes and he's like flat like this, where his butt is not on my leg anymore. So it's hard for me to do that first or second one that I did. And he's completely on the side. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pendulum my leg and I'm gonna get it out of the way, because if he hooks that leg, all he has to do is turn into me, and now he's gonna be in like half guard or he comes on top. So my seatbelt's nice and tight. I'm gonna pendulum and pull my elbow back. Now I'm gonna scissor my legs like this, scissor, and then start driving into Ryan like this. Once he's on the side, I can do whatever I want from here. I typically wouldn't throw my leg over. I usually go knee, and I would put this here, and then as I start rotating, then I put my hook in on that. So remember, if we're here and he starts going, and my elbows are away from my body, this is completely gone. You should be so tight where your partner feels like there's a choke there. So we're like this, right? He goes, I'm still tight on him the whole way. pendulum, elbow. I scissor. I start driving in. Now I can bring my knee up here. Right, it's just a little bit later. Elbows in tight and keeping this one up. So then you can always go for your choke if you need to right away. So we're here, I'm tight. He goes, yeah, I'm losing position. I pendulum, elbow, scissor. I start driving in. I could, if I want, step over, then knee come up, and I can go. I typically will put in that hook after. Let's turn a little bit. Because he's going to be fighting that foot. So, tight, right? I lost position. Pendulum elbow. Come in, here. I like to go here, and then throw it. And I'm really close to this, here. Okay, any questions? So this is his back is completely on the ground. And if you don't do anything, you can just go to mount if you want, but I want to stay on the back. 1, 2, 3. Here's like, when you do it in training, it works really, really well. So I have my seatbelt and I'm tight, right? So when he escapes, his body's a little bit too far away from me, like that. And every time I try to get a little bit close, I pendulum, we're kind of losing position. So you can still pendulum and come up to your elbow. We're gonna start walking away. So we're almost like north-south, and we're coming up to our knees like this. And I'm gonna keep pressure on his neck. Now I start driving him and keeping pressure onto his back, and now I want to stand up. So I'm gonna rotate like this. 1 and 2, and I'm in a low squat. Retake it back. I'm gonna go back onto the strong side. I'm gonna pull my hook in and fall to my right. And now my foot goes on the hip, and then I can start to attack his neck. So it's just a way to retake the back when your partner is a little bit too far away from you. Right? So he's a little bit far. The only thing is, if you want to come up to your elbow early, or you want to come up late. If you come up late, right, it's going to be a little bit harder for you to come up to your knees, but I'm using his body more, like that. Now, when I have to stand up, I'm going to rotate like this, and 2, and then I choose a side. Trap, foot, catch, and then I go right to it. To finish a one-handed rear naked choke, your arm's going to go as deep as you can. You're going to bring your elbow to his chest, and then you're going to pull to the right. So I go like, because if I just squeeze from here, he can resist, right? He can resist. So I want to go in tight. I can either grab his shoulder, grab my shoulder, or grab my neck. I'm going to pull my elbow to his chest, and then I pull my elbow to the right, like that. So in, to his chest, and then I pull. Sorry. So I'm super tight, right? And he goes really far. Typically, I'll probably pendulum early, and I'll try to create space. And now I want him on his back, not on his side where he can start turning the corner, and he'll like wrestle up from here. I go here, put pressure. Keeping pressure, rotate, over the top, trap, and then I go. One more, I think. Don't I lose position. Pendulum. I like to walk. So he's right there, north-south. I pressure in. I come up. And then I trap. Again, elbow down to the right, like this. Okay. Any questions? All right. 1, 2, 3.